So the sun moves on from our perspective, and it's now gone into that portion of the sky that we relate with hexagram or gateway number 48. So we're on the right side of the wheel here. We're in the pale blue section. We changed seasons when the equinox took place and the sun went into the 46, and we've just come out through the gateway number 18, this whole arena of checking where we've been conditioned in life, where we've been told things that are just not true for us, just don't match for our own lifetime, and then realizing, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to do something in a way of changing it? Are we going to improve our presence in the world? And so now we come into gateway number 48, which is called the well, the water source. And the trigrams here, we have wind at the bottom, the broken solid, and then we have water on top. So water over wind, the well, the image of the well. So what's the well all about? In olden days, or even in many parts of the world these days, water is a very sought after thing. We take it for granted in the West. We have taps, we have water coming all over the place. But there are parts of the world where the wells are the essential part of any possibility to live. And people go to the well, and while they're waiting at the well, waiting for their turn to get water from the well, they get to see who else is there and what's the news, what's going on, what's happening. And we may find in a village there are 2 or 3 different wells, there are different people at the different wells, and maybe there's different conversations, there's different spreading of news or knowledge or whatever it is. And so in the end, the 48 can very easily be associated with finding knowledge in this world. What is it that is in tune with the times? What is up to date? What is the freshest story? So necessarily, if you have the 48 in your design, there's always going to be wanting this expansion of knowledge and finding out what's going on, what's the latest news. It's in the stream of mastery that starts at the 58, goes to the 18, and then from the 48 to the 16 at the throat. So the 48 is really touching into those things that can bring us up to date, that can enhance our sense of how we live our life. It's in the spleen center, and all gates in the spleen center relate to a particular sense that we have. And the 18 and the 48 are both gateways that relate to our sense of taste. So certainly, when we put something in our mouth, does it taste right for us? But also, it's that same quality if we walk into a place and we instantly get this sense, is this place tasteful or not? Are the colors right? Are the textures right? Is the furniture in the right position? Do we get a good view? Is there enough light? Is it healthy? Basically, is it a place that we would enjoy spending a lot of time? Or is it just, I can't wait to get out of here? And so taste can be applied very quickly to those things that we're interested in, we're interested to expand or spend more time with. And so we can see the quality of the well has about it the sense of freshness. Am I constantly exposing myself into a fresh environment? And it also has the sense of depth. How deep am I going to go into the well to get the closest possible to the source from where the water comes, from where the knowledge comes? So it's always in that balance of freshness and depth. And life remains interesting as long as we remain interested. So here we are, we have a look at the first of the life themes here with the sun and the 48, and it's the life theme of tension. Curious name in a way, tension. I'm reminded of the possibility of playing music. If all the strings are tautened at the right rate, they have enough tension in them so they get the right note coming from them. And so this particular life theme is very much about aligning with life and constantly bringing things up to speed, bringing things into a state of attunement, if we can say it like that. So we're looking at the sun and the 48. That's like, what do we need to approach this attunement? And those of you familiar with this human design area, the 48 and the 16 make up this channel of talent. And talent is something that is very much sought after, but it's something that needs a lot of energy to maintain, to keep going in this arena of freshness. So sun in the 48, the well, and on the other side, the earth in gateway number 21. So we're looking at this whole concept of tension. 48 is, what do I need to know? What's interesting for me? What sustains my interest? And the 21 is what really holds value for me, to the point that I'm prepared to try and marshal it, try and control it, try and make it right in my world. The 21, the gate of control, the gate of the hunter, huntress. And I always say to myself, I have this 21, there's two ways to go hunting. You either go chasing after something, or you place yourself so that the game comes to you and you're ready for it and you're totally exposed, able to receive it. And so in the 21, there's things that we really can control very easily, where we live, what we eat, and what we wear. But the most important thing we control is our attitude. And I'm not saying you have to have a positive attitude all the time, but it's just that attitude of readiness. That, what can I say? Working smart rather than working hard. Yeah. On the unconscious side, we have the unconscious sun in the 39, the gate of provocation. And on the opposite side, the unconscious earth in the 38. Provocation and opposition. These are both gateways in individual circuitry. And individual circuitry is all about empowerment. So we have the 48 in logic, we have the 21 in tribal. We have the 38 and the 39, the unconscious side, the push, if you will, in very much individual empowerment, bringing things up to speed. So in my experience of people with this life theme of tension, they have this knack of being able to read people very quickly, read situations very quickly, to see, is everything in attunement here? Does it need tightening up a little bit? And can very easily spot somebody that's a little off balance, somebody that's out of integrity, right? And very easy for somebody with this life theme of tension to call them on it. Something's not right in what you're doing. You're not being authentic here. And so this life theme of tension is always bringing things into a state of authenticity, getting people up to speed. But again, one has to be really careful in saying, how this gets put across to people. When's an appropriate way to tell somebody? Because nobody likes criticism, but everyone likes the possibility of living in their highest frequency. So this personal life theme of tension in these days when the sun goes through this life theme, all of us are likely to want to sit up a little straighter, to be more clear in how we go about things, to see, is there a way of tweaking our attitude a little bit to come up to speed, to raise our frequency a little bit. The sun then goes on into the fourth line, the 48 and the fourth line. And this is a line of freshness in itself. It's kind of a reappraisal line. Fourth lines are very influential. They like people to join in with them and, to have that influence. So the fourth line is just seeing, okay, are all my gifts and talents up to date? Is my knowledge up to date? Am I clear in what it is that's going on here? So each one of the spleen gateways has a particular fear about it, right? It is the center of fear, and ultimately it's the fear of survival, because the spleen center has a lot to do with our health and well-being. My sense is, with the fact that we're 9-centered beings these days, is it's going to morph. It's going to morph into just pure awareness, right? And the awareness of the 48 is, what do I need to know? What's the knowledge I need to have? And if I don't have it, how do I need to find it? Is it worth chasing after? And so up-leveling the knowledge, keeping it fresh all the time, keeping up to date with what it is. And so we have this fixed life theme of freshness, always checking, is everybody up to speed here? Everyone got what they need, the latest, greatest, whatever. And now the unconscious sun has gone into gateway number 53, which is the gate of new beginnings. Right? And the unconscious earth in the 54, which is this gateway of ambition. So there's a stirring in here. What are we really looking for through the 48? What is the ultimate knowledge that we can have that is going to really enhance our lives, to bring us ultimately fulfillment and a sense of connection and belonging here in life? And so this very particular life theme, this fixed life theme, is really giving us the possibility to open up new possibilities, to reacquaint ourselves with things perhaps that we've kind of put aside, that we no longer consider important for us. the ambitions that we had as a younger person that never really got fulfilled. So this season of all the sun gateways in the spleen center, it's a time of really healing, cleaning up, sharpening our senses, maybe rearranging our diet a little bit, maybe reacquainting ourselves with the ways of making ourselves really healthy, up to speed, and fear less because we're so taking care of ourselves. The sun then moves on into the 5th and 6th lines with the 48, and we go into the life theme of endeavor. Endeavor, getting it done, right? Jumping into all kinds of things. The 48 just has such an expansive gift of recognizing what it is that's worth latching onto. How can I challenge myself? How can I jump into something here that's really going to carry me? And again, on the unconscious, on the conscious earth side, the 21 in the 21.5 and 21.6 is really recognizing what it is that's worth pursuing. How to bring those things to us, those things that really appeal to us. Because the 21's in the willpower center, it's all about the values that we have in life. How do we recognize what it is that's worth pursuing and what not? So the likelihood is with this particular life theme, there's an enormous charge of energy, can take on anything, an endeavor lifetime. And then there is always that potential caution to recognize type on authority. Is this something that's really worth pursuing? Is this something I really want to have in my life? Or is it just something, well, it looks like it's an interesting possibility? And again, the unconscious sun in the 53, this gate of new beginnings, multiple different opportunities showing up in life. Oh, I could do this, could do that, could do the other. Just a tremendous drive to get involved in so many things. The bottomless well. There's so many things that could be played with. And then the unconscious earth in the 54, this gate of ambition, and just really recognizing, wow, this may not be so difficult. I got the contacts, I got the connections. I really feel this drive inside me to get out and do stuff. And so very, very powerful life theme here. So if we look back to the personal life theme of tension, people with that particular life theme, you'll recognize Susan Sarandon, this extraordinary red-headed actress, just blows people away with her performances. Just really dramatic, constantly seeing how can we bring things into a really high form. Kate Winslet, this extraordinary actress, played so many different parts, so many different recognitions. And Bob Geldof, you may remember the man that did the World Aid concerts, always seeing how can we bring the world up to speed? How can we provide for people that really need things? In this interpersonal life theme of endeavor, Matt Damon, right? Talk about talent and gift, multifaceted gifts and talents this guy has. Vladimir Putin, interesting fellow. How does he keep it going? How is it he's got a finger in every pie everywhere? Knows exactly seems to be what's going on anywhere at any time. And Simon Cowell, this very unusual guy that somehow started all these talent shows and really brought great exposure to so many people with so many gifts. Like he just has this ability to spot somebody's characteristics and gifts and to see how to bring them out of people, how to make people really shine in their life. And we haven't heard the last of him. He's entering into all kinds of new endeavors relating to freedom of speech and, freedom of exposure in life. So all of these life themes in our Book of Destiny is available on Amazon, available on our website, and in all good bookstores. All the 192 different life themes, yours is in there, your family's life themes are in there, the people you work with life themes are in there. When you get to see, discover the life you were born to live, it's really fascinating because you'll just see, my goodness, this just resonates with me. It opens up doorways that I always thought might have been closed to me. Part of the Human Design Trilogy, on the left side, the possibility, the QR code to get your life chart and your free report, your Human Design report. On the right, the QR code for the trilogy of the 3 books that we have that we can send you in signed versions of them. That's it for now. Let's leave it there, and we'll be back when the sun moves on into the next one.